Hi everyone, happy Valentine's Day. This video is getting you ready for the next part of your project where we're going to draw an isometric drawing of an object that you chose. I am going to show you how to do these things in a image editing software called GIMP, and you can find that for free on GIMP.org. We're going to be doing things like cropping the images, resizing them, and using transparency so we can get everything at the same scale. If you're familiar with Photoshop or some other software and you want to do it in that, that's fine. But I'll show you how to do it in this software, and the process is going to be the same regardless for whatever you want. Like, we want the same image outcome. So once you download that, you can go here to download and pick either Windows or Mac OS and hit the orange button to download directly. Once you've got that installed, then you can open up the program. And first thing I want to do is I just want a new 1920 by 1080 pixel project on here. So you can hit OK. And then I've got my three pictures, my top, front, and side view. So I'm going to open them as layers. So File, Open as Layers. And I'm going to pick, these are my three images. You can hit Control or Command click to select multiple ones, but I've got my front, right, and top view. So I'm going to open those, and it'll put each of them I'll put each of them on a layer so you can see on the right here, I've got these as layers, and you can rearrange them to have whichever one you want on top. Currently, they're way too big, so I'm going to use Control mouse wheel to zoom out on here. And the first tool that we're going to use is resizing. So you can either click this button up in the top left, but I like to just use Shift S. So what Shift S is going to allow me to do is if I click on this, I can just grab this corner and rescale it. So make it nice and small so that it fits inside of our template. And then you can use, without changing tools, you can use this middle part to move it around. So I'm going to resize all of them. I'm going to hit Enter, or you can hit this scale here to kind of save those changes. So it'll take a little time to scale it. So I've got my right view, and then I'm going to do the same thing. You do need to select the layers on here. So if I try to, if I'm working in this layer, and I try to select this other image, it's not going to work. So I do need to go over here and select the right layer. And I'll just resize and move all of them. Hit Enter or hit Scale. Same thing with this one. Okay, so now it should be about the same size as your monitor, kind of fit in there. So next thing we want to do is scale all these images, crop them rather. So you can see I've got a bunch of stuff that isn't my object in here. So I'm going to go over to this crop tool, which is Shift C, if you want to use that. And then for each of these, I'm going to grab, this is my origin here, is this purple dot here. So I'm just going to crop the image so that it's only containing anything I'm interested in. This should be right in the corner. My origin should be right in the corner there. There's a couple options here that you may want to have checked or not checked on there. Oh, by the way, when you're opening these images as layers, it might ask you for color correction or something like that. You can choose to keep it or convert it, whichever. It's not going to be important for this project. But the options that I have here are current layer only is unchecked, and then delete cropped pixels. That's also unchecked. So if I make my crop window, this is what I want here. And then if I hit enter, notice that that's going to change everything. So I've cropped all my other images out here. So I'm going to undo that, and then I'm going to select current layer only. So now if I select my layer that I'm working with, this is my top view, and I make my crop window and hit enter, that's only going to affect this one. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for all of my images, just crop it so that I can see the, I could only see the object that I want. So here's my front view. That eraser is just lined up right there. And so again, I'm zooming out with that control mouse wheel. And then here's my right view. And I can see it's right here. It's my origin. Okay. So again, this is my front, top, and right side view here. We want to make them a little bit bigger. So I'm going to go back to my scale tool. Oops. I did not mean to rotate there. Okay, so I'm going to resize these just so they fit on my page here. And again, you'll have to hit enter after you do that each time. And try to get them, at this point, try to get them around the same size. And again, we're going to line these up so that they are, we've got our front in this corner, the right, and then the top view. This one, I took this picture, and you may have the same issue here, where we want all of the origins to be at the same spot for all of these. So something I'm going to have to do for my top view here is my origin's actually hanging out right here. So I do need to rotate that. So let's see, that's going to be, you can go under Image, Transform, and then I'm going to rotate that 90 degrees. Oops. Let's see if I can rotate just this. There we go. So under Layer. Okay. So the goal here is going to be in this corner right here, that the origin is going to be right at this point in all three of our images. So I'm going to line these up so that they look like that. And then this is something that you can either eyeball if you want to, if you feel like you have a good sense of where the what the scale is for each of these. So I'll show you that. I think I might want to scale this up a little bit just so that it matches with my other object here. Of course, you're going to have distortion from the camera lens. That's going to make it look maybe not quite, head on, or, you can see already this, the perspective of this spout here is kind of going to be quite a bit higher than what that is over here, but that's okay. I think once I get everything scaled the way that I want it, I'm going to move this one on top here. Again, the goal is to have all three of these origins in your picture right at this point here. Another method for trying to get these scaled to the same size is to kind of pick one that you think is an appropriate scale here. So I'm looking at, let's say that I want to choose my front. I want that to be the scale that I use. So what I can do is I can take this top side view and I can adjust the transparency or the opacity of that image. And for example, I know that the top part of this, or the kind of circular part of this, should be somewhere in between this measurement and this measurement here. So I can kind of take that here, and that looks to be about right. Maybe I can scale that down just a tiny bit to have it fit. Then I can move it back to where it is and put the opacity back. Okay, so I think this is good enough. So in order to make this just one cohesive image on here, what I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and save the project. Yeah, we can call it something like all views. And then for these layers, we kind of just want to merge all of them on here. So you can go to layer, just pick the top layer on here, and we can say merge down, and then just do that until you've got just one layer. From here, you'll just have one nice big image that you can, if you want, scale it so that it fits. It takes up more of the page here. All right, and if you like, you can kind of throw it in the corner here. That's fine, but just try to make it as big as possible. So this image here, if you want to save that, you can export. All the default settings are fine. So if you want to put that, just save that wherever you normally save your things on here. I'm going to save this, and I believe it saves it as a .png. Yeah, so .png. All the settings are fine on there. If it asks you any questions, just say okay. And this submission here, this will be kind of the first submission for your assignment. What we're going to do with this, just in case I didn't talk about this too much in class, what we're going to do is identify sort of some key points on the object that you've got here. So I'll mark them here, here, and here. Maybe another spot would be the top of this curve here, or top of the spout. So I've got just some sort of key points if I was going to think about drawing this, like where interesting stuff is happening, maybe where this light is or something like that, if I can see it in multiple views. In any event, we're going to take those points, and if you look down at the bottom left here, in this corner, I'm able to see what the pixel coordinates are, where my cursor is. So what we're going to be able to do is look at our origin. So my origin is at 140, 539 pixels. So that's going to be these coordinates here. And I can figure out, remember we've got z coordinate, or sorry, z axis, positive y axis, x and x axis on here. What we're going to be able to do is take, let's say, this point here and say relative to our origin, we have coordinates for this point here, and we can say that the coordinates are going to be, this far away from our origin. So that'll be the next video where I show you how to do that. But we're going to find the three-dimensional coordinates for all these key points here. And then over in this empty space over here, we're going to use that in order to do some hand drawing and see if we can come up with a isometric view. So I know some people have been telling me about a axonometric drawing that they made that uses a setup that looks something like this, where you have angles that kind of come out at this maybe 30 degrees from the horizontal. But this isometric view is going to be just us looking at straight up and down, straight left and right, and then this 45-degree angle. So it should be relatively simple to draw this just using vertical and horizontal lines, and then we'll have that x dimension coming out at us. In any event, that's going to be the submission that I want for your next assignment on here. Is just give me, before I drew all this stuff on here, I just want to see your 3 images, left, right, and side view, or left, front, and side view, lined up like this, and with an origin at all 3 of them. Okay, I will see you in class next time.